So next in horrific news, from the Daily Mail, women kept as slaves on human egg farm. 100 victims are fed hormones and treated like cattle, with eggs removed and sold each month by gangsters. I know the Democrats have been freaking out about how high the egg prices are under Donald Trump, even though he's only been in office for about, 2 or 3 weeks. But this is a little extreme. This is a little excessive. I don't think we need to resort to this just yet. Jesus fucking Christ. Wait a minute, this isn't RimWorld. Around 100 women were kept as slaves on a human egg farm in Georgia. This is Georgia the country, not Georgia the state, by the way. Just to clear that confusion up. Where they were fed hormones and treated like cattle. Their horrifying ordeal has been revealed by 3 Thai women who were freed from the clutches of the Egg Mafia on January 30th after being exploited for half a year. The women said they were held captive on a human farm in the Eastern European country of Georgia by a criminal organization led by Chinese criminals who sold their eggs on the black market. Man, what does China not black market deal in? That's fucking crazy. The Chinese are in Georgia stealing Taiwanese women to black market their eggs? Dude, what is happening? Egg Mafia, never thought the term would surface. They were lured in by a job offer on Facebook, promising them a salary between 11,500 and 17,000 euros, which is, they put pounds here for some reason, to work as surrogates for Georgian couples who could not have children. The trio traveled to Georgia in August 2024 alongside 10 other Thai women. Their expenses for the journey, as well as their passport applications, were paid for by the organization, with a female employee organizing their travel. I like how they add this here. I wonder if there are going to be people who are like, oh my god, how could another woman do this? But like, also look at Ghislaine Maxwell, right? Women are the absolute worst to other women. And that's why so many like owners of brothels and prostitution dens are also women. Once they arrived, they were housed in 4 large properties with around 100 other women and realized the job offer was just a front. Instead, the women were pumped up with hormones to stimulate their ovaries and were forced to have their eggs removed once a month. One of the freed women told a press conference this week. And unlike when men donate sperm, I have never like had my eggs removed and like frozen or donated or anything. But I have heard that it is incredibly painful to have your eggs removed. I have heard that it is not a walk in the park kind of operation. Oh, look at that cool little thermos. Can a woman shoot her eggs like a cannon? Absolutely not. She said they were treated like cattle and that some of the women did not even receive compensation for their eggs. If they asked their captors to leave, they were told they had to fork out 2,000 euros to the farm owners first. That seems really, like, of course you didn't receive compensation. You were fucking kidnapped and your eggs were trafficked, ma'am. They were asking you to pay for your release. Of course they weren't going to pay you any money. You mean they don't turn the lever on a woman like a gumball dispenser? The process of extraction and preserving is complicated, expensive, and uncomfortable. Yeah, I can only imagine. Look up the Allison Mack sex cult. No, I know about the sex cult. I know about that. I can't remember the name of it. But the guy that ran the sex cult, he like branded his initials onto the women. Yeah, Nixium, thank you. Nixium, however it's pronounced. One former slave. Like they're even calling them former slaves. I just like, some of the women did not even receive any compensation. Of course not. You were being treated terribly. One former slave who worked on the egg cell farm bought her freedom and alerted Pavina Hongsakula, founder of a Thai foundation for children and women. You don't even understand why they would need their eggs? Well, it was Chinese people selling these eggs on the black market. Do we remember what happened in China, chat? That's right, the one-child policy. And now men outnumber women in China a gajillion-billion to 1. So they're probably lacking in female eggus in China, if I had to guess. China's trying to fix their population. I felt that silence. Does Georgia country have the death penalty? I don't know anything about Georgia the country, except they have a cool flag. The woman told Miss Pavena that several other Thai women were still held as slaves at the farm as they could not afford to pay for their release. The eggs collected from the women are understood to have been sold, trafficked in other countries for use in vitro fertilization. Ms. Pavena said at this week's press conference, according to the Bangkok Post. This is actually interesting. If they're being trafficked in other countries and not just specifically China, I wonder if this is going to end up being like another scandal, kind of like the sperm banks giving the wrong sperm, where like women go to a sperm bank and they're like, I'm single and 41 and I would still like to have a child. I would like to have the sperm from this Caucasian doctor with blonde hair and green eyes and a PhD. And then the sperm bank is like, oh, I see you picked that white male doctor with blonde hair and green eyes and a PhD. How about we give you the sperm from this Somali immigrant with 72 IQ? How about that instead? The Pavena Foundation collaborated with Interpol and managed to free the 3 Thai women released on January 30th after paying the ransom. It is not known how many women are still being held on the human farm. Thai authorities and Interpol have launched an investigation with police in Thailand, saying that there could be other rescues as the case progresses. This is a absolutely horrifying thing to have happened. Like, I cannot imagine, right? Like, even paying for their release. How are they allowed to be released after paying it? Because, like, the kidnappers had to have known that they would say shit, right? So, like, how does this not just blow the lid off the whole shebang? How are they gonna keep farming the human eggus? The Twitter freaks are putting that into storage. Imagine telling your kid that they look Asian because you purchased eggs from the black market. Mommy, Daddy, why don't I look like you? Oh, we tried to purchase eggs, honey, but we couldn't afford it from a real doctor, so we got them off the Chinese black market. And that's why you look like you're from Thailand and not like Mommy and Daddy. Temu eggs! Oh my god. Are you gonna get the Chinese black market female eggs and the Temu semen? Why am I so good at math? The kidnappers are betting nothing is going to be done even if these women talk about it. I don't know anything about the laws in Georgia. I'm going to assume that human trafficking probably isn't legal there. I hope, right? Like, were they grade AA? It's Eastern Bloc. Most of the government is directly involved with most of the crime. Oh boy, Georgia laws, lol, Lamau even. Do we have any rare Georgians in the chat who could expand upon the laws in your country? Welcome to the Caucasus. You suspect Interpol is still compromised? Oh boy. The women wouldn't have left alive if the gangsters feared reprisal. That's what I'm saying. Like, not only am I surprised that they were released, but they had the option to pay for their release. Even if, like, that shouldn't be a thing, right? Like, this is a horrific ordeal. They should not be kidnapped and trafficked under any circumstances, obviously. But, like, the fact that their kidnappers were like, yeah, you can just pay for your release and go home. I don't know, that seems kind of weird. That seems kind of strange. Do they charge more for organic or free-range eggs? Well, I have a feeling these probably weren't very free-range. And speaking of which, we have another egg mafia scandal in a different way. Earlier, we read about women having their eggs illegally stolen and sold on the black market. And now we have, I hate when the website does this, someone has stolen 100,000 eggs from a Pennsylvania company. Police say they're worth $40,000. Man, they could pay that guy's medical bills with all of these eggs. Egg prices haven't gone down yet. We gotta start stealing the eggs. We need an egg mafia here, man. Someone has stolen about 100,000 eggs from a distribution trailer in south central Pennsylvania as rising egg prices and shortages continue to worry U.S. consumers. The eggs were taken from the trailer at Pete and Jerry's Organics in the Antrim Township borough of Greencastle at 8:40 p.m. on Saturday, according to Pennsylvania State Police. Police estimate their value at about $40,000, and as of Thursday, Pennsylvania police are still scrambling to figure out who stole the eggs. We take this matter seriously and are committed to resolving it as quickly as possible, Pete and Jerry said in a statement to USA Today. The company declines to comment further. State police is urging anyone with information regarding the theft to call its Chambersburg Bureau at phone number. U.S. egg prices are slated to increase by about 20% within the year, while overall food prices are only forecast to rise by 2.2%, according to an outlook from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Now, before Trump got sworn in as president, Georgia culled like a massive amount of its poultry due to avian flu fears. And Georgia's like one of the largest poultry and egg producers in the country. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that the price of Eggu is kind of going up. They can make the world's biggest omelet.
Making the mother of all omelets here, Jack. Can't fret over every egg.
We'd start looking at the gym bros first. They're eating those eggs raw, baby. The big egg caper. What's stopping Trump's admin from loosening quotas and letting farmers produce enough Eggu to drop the price again? I don't know. Do we really want another cheese vault situation where, like, they start buying the surplus milk and then the dairy farmers start selling even more milk in order to take advantage of it, and then we end up with more, like, underground egg vaults next to the cheese vaults? I will eat your eggs raw. Please do not suck on the fallopian tubes to eat raw female eggs. Or worse, we get contaminated shit again, like the boar meat. True. All the chickens were killed by the FDA on their way out. Government agencies hate. Government agencies hate? The Obamlets! How could we make them? How could we make the Obamlets? Dairy farmers are already paid billions to dump milk. Do you rather have egg protein or bug protein? Egg protein, obviously. I don't want to eat the fucking bugs. You can't make me, CIA man. I will not consume the bugger.